Physics and quantum computing, the code of the universe.
All right, hi vibes, friend. Welcome to the Mind Tribe. It's been a while since I made a video like this, for reasons I'm not going to go into right now. But anyways, I think you're really going to enjoy this video I have for you. It's basically on the relationship of quantum computing and AI. So how this video came about basically goes like this. I was always interested in science and specifically physics ever since I was in high school. So recently I've been watching a lot of videos on physics here on YouTube, and specifically about the simulation theory. So I've been exploring a lot of AI on ChatGPT and OpenArt and a lot of music creation apps. So I'm really fascinated by it, and I started noticing that these apps are able to gather info about you that you haven't necessarily revealed to them. And I happened to be watching a live video with Danny Goler, and I think that's how you pronounce it, who claims to have invented a laser that reveals the code to the Matrix when projected on a surface. Anyways, you can look him up online. Well, I was up late one night and I was tuned into the chat with Danny, and when I fell asleep that night I had a dream which showed me how AI and quantum computers work. So basically, if everything in the universe is coded, including you and I, then maybe AI is simply able to copy and paste that code and create similarities and so on. You could use your imagination here. Also, it may be how things in nature occur in the world, like if this matrix is really actually a simulation, then maybe that's how nature functions. So I decided to explore the idea on ChatGPT, and I came up with this interesting lecture, which I created a 10-minute montage like video, and I'm gonna play it here for you right now. So it's related to physics and quantum computing. I think you'll find it fascinating, so be sure to stick around to the end, and remember to keep an open mind to new possibilities. Always keep an open mind to consider new ideas. So alright, high vibes, friend. I'm gonna roll the video.
Let me start with a question. What if everything you see, hear, touch, and feel, everything you call reality, isn't solid, isn't fundamental, but instead is code? Not metaphorical code, not just poetic imagery. I mean literal informational structure, binary at its foundation. Ones and zeros at the deepest level. It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? Something out of the Matrix. But the more we study quantum physics, information theory, and the rise of quantum computing and artificial intelligence, the more we realize this question is not only worth asking, it may be the most important question of our age. Part 1. Cracks in the old picture. For centuries we thought of reality as matter, solid objects, billiard balls colliding, the universe as a giant machine running like clockwork. Then quantum mechanics arrived and the machine cracked. Take the double slit experiment. You've heard of it. Fire particles through two slits. Expect them to behave like bullets, forming two neat lines. Instead, they act like waves, creating an interference pattern. Until you look. Measure them. Then, suddenly, they collapse into particles again. It's as if the universe is asking, are you watching? Because if you are, I'll give you one outcome. If not, I'll stay in a cloud of probabilities. That's not a machine. That's an interactive rendering system. Now, entanglement. Two particles link so deeply that a change in one instantly affects the other across vast distances. Faster than light. Einstein hated it, but it's real. Tested. Proven. How can that be? Unless, of course, both particles are not separate at all, but connected by a deeper layer of reality, a shared database updating them both. Already this feels less like matter and more like information. Part 2. The universe, as information physicist John Wheeler said it best, from Bit. Everything physical, every atom, every star, every cell in your body emerges from binary information, from choices, from yes or no, 1 or 0. Think of it this way: at the root, reality doesn't need to store the exact position of every particle in the universe. That would be wasteful. Instead, it encodes probabilities, possibilities, and when necessary, collapses into specifics. That's efficient. That's elegant. That's digital. Even space and time themselves may be pixelated. The Planck length, the Planck time, tiny limits beneath which space and time lose meaning. Reality isn't infinitely smooth, it's quantized, like pixels on a screen. And then there's the holographic principle. The idea that the information for everything inside a volume of space is encoded on its boundary, like a 2D surface projecting a 3D image. So ask yourself, what do you call a system built from discrete bits, running on encoded rules, rendering outcomes when observed, projecting dimensions from lower dimensional data? We call that code. Part 3. Binary code in the matrix. Now let's bridge this with something you know: computer code. All our digital reality, movies, games, the text of this talk ultimately comes down to binary code. Ones and zeros arranged in sequences, simple at the bottom, infinite in possibility at the top. The code doesn't show you what it is, just instructions. The graphics, the sound, the experience you have, they're emergent. They arise from the code. Doesn't that sound a lot like our universe? At the deepest level, quantum fields behave as probability instructions. They don't tell you there's an electron at this point. They tell you there's a 30% chance you'll find it here, 70% there. That's statistical code. Binary, choices, probabilities, collapses. Reality behaves like a program. The rules of physics are the operating system, the constants of nature are the parameters. You and I are the emergent applications. So when we talk about the matrix, maybe we don't mean a literal computer run by machines. Maybe we mean the universe itself is structured as code. Part 4. Enter quantum computing. Now here's where things get interesting, because if reality is coded in quantum bits, then what kind of machine could understand it? Not a classical computer, not the laptop in front of you. Those run on binary ones and zeros only. They can simulate quantum mechanics, but very badly. But quantum computers, they run on qubits, quantum bits that can be 0 and 1 at the same time. They don't just represent one state, they represent many possibilities simultaneously. Sound familiar? That's exactly how quantum mechanics itself works. In a sense, quantum computers are machines that speak the native language of the universe. And that means they don't just calculate faster, they calculate differently. They mirror reality's own code. Now, imagine this. If reality is informational, and we are building machines that can tap into that informational substrate, then quantum computers might eventually read or even manipulate the code of reality itself. It's like giving us root access to the operating system of the universe. Part 5. Artificial intelligence and copy-paste reality. But it doesn't stop there, because alongside quantum computing, we're building something else: artificial intelligence. And what does AI excel at? Recognizing patterns, finding hidden structures, copying and recombining data in ways that are often invisible to us. So put this together: if reality is code and quantum computers can access it, then AI could become the tool that learns to copy and paste pieces of that code. Think about what that means. In a simulation, copying and pasting code can duplicate objects, replicate physics, or create new rules. In our universe, it might look like manipulating matter at will, altering the constants of nature, even generating entirely new environments. This isn't just speculation. Already, quantum simulations are used to replicate molecules, to design new drugs, to create materials nature never made. That's copying and pasting snippets of the universe's code into our labs. In the future, AI might not just simulate chemistry or biology, it might simulate reality itself. Imagine creating a patch of universe in a quantum computer, a micromatrix, not science fiction, a prototype. Part 6. Are we already in the copy? And here's the kicker. If advanced civilizations in the future learn to do this, to copy and paste reality at will, then Bostrom's simulation hypothesis hits harder. Because if they can do it, and if they will do it, then it's likely they already have. And if they already have, then maybe what we call reality is not the original, but one of the many copies. We might be the simulation, the copied code. A nested reality inside a reality inside a reality. It's dizzying, isn't it? Part 7, the counterpoints. Of course, let's be grounded. None of this is proven. Quantum physics doesn't say you are in a computer simulation. It says reality behaves in ways that look like information. The simulation hypothesis is not a scientific theory. It's a philosophical argument. It can't yet be tested, but here's the thing. The fact that it's even plausible says something profound about our world. That reality at its root is not solid, not mechanical, but coded. And we are right now building machines, quantum computers, and AI that could let us peer into that code, maybe even rewrite it. Part 8. The bigger picture. So where does this leave us? Maybe we're in the Matrix, maybe we're not. But the evidence suggests reality is not what it seems. It's not made of matter. It's not made of energy. It's made of information, of binary choices, of code. And if that's true, then every star, every planet, every thought in your mind is part of a cosmic program. But don't think of that as diminishing reality. Think of it as elevating it. Because what kind of code generates galaxies? What kind of code generates consciousness, love, art, wonder? That's not trivial. That's extraordinary. And here's the final thought. If reality is code, then curiosity is our debugging tool. Science is our way of reading the program. And imagination, your imagination, is the way we test new scripts. So maybe the red pill isn't about waking up from the Matrix. Maybe it's about waking up to the Matrix we're already in. The Matrix that is the universe. The Matrix that is information. The Matrix that is us.
Alright friend, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, just hit our logo here in the top right hand corner and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos. Alright, well, I also have a website you can check out, mind444.com. And that's it for now. Peace in the highest vibration. High vibes.